Hey you! How would you like to play a game where you get to hit your friends with inflatable clubs? Yeah? Uh-huh. The game is called Ugg-tect. Wait, where are you going? Well, for those of you who didn't just go out and impulse buy Ugg-tect, let's talk about whether there's actually a worthwhile game behind these admittedly very cool props. In Ugg-tect, players are working together to build structures out of these colored blocks, according to the diagram on a card that only the architect can see. But remember, my friends, we are all cavemen, which means we're too primitive to use English or such modern modes of communication such as pointing at things. No, my prehistoric friends, it is time to learn how to speak caveman. Attention, class! All together now, repeat after me. Ungungu.
Ungungu.
Good. Ungungu means you take. And if you say it twice, ungungu ungungu, that means take it away. Karungu means turn. Kahingu means make left, and so on. Great. Now let's learn our colors. This means red. This means yellow. And this means blue. Got it? Great. Let's build some questionably stable structures. Oh, and if you've made it this far and you're wondering, yes, but what about the clubs? I've got good news for you. Whenever your builder does something right, you give him a bonk. And when he does something wrong, you get to bonk him twice. What more could you ask for? As you can imagine, this game is a comedy of misunderstandings as players struggle to understand each other. Yeah, technically you could play with a timer or race against another team, but let's be honest, this game doesn't really need either of those to make it challenging. The struggle comes from within yourself. Oh, and I'll let you in on a little secret. If you are playing against teams and you think that they have an advantage over you because they're married, you are about to be delighted at how wrong you are. So, that's Ugg-tect in a nutshell. Now, you might be tempted to compare it to another game with a prop weapon, Cash and Guns. That's a pretty famous game that lets players point foam guns at each other, unsure of who's going to be killed next. Both games will have you laughing, and both heavily rely on the novelty of their props. However, I would never buy Cash and Guns, but I have had Ugg-tect in my collection for over 8 years. Why is that? Ugg-tect has the advantage of being fast. It only takes around 15 minutes to teach, and then after that, every round is only like 5 or 10 minutes for playing. In fact, I'd even call this a great game for all ages. I've taught this game to my 9-year-old niece, and one of my favorite memories was seeing the realization dawn on her face as it finally clicked that the reason her partner was screwing up was because her left was not his left. A game of Ugg-tect is like dancing. You have a leader and a follower. It's the leader's job to give firm, clear directions. If your lead is weak, your partner will just flop around like a dying fish, and making you both look foolish. If your friends seem hesitant to hit you with the club, encourage them to have confidence with their bonks. You're not being mean when you bonk me twice. You're just saying, nope, try something else. However, here's the thing about Ugg-tect. Realize that everyone will laugh. Everyone will want their turn with the club. And then everyone will be pretty happy to move on to something else after 2 or 3 rounds. I'll admit that this is a game that, even though I've played it probably almost 100 times, I really don't pull it out unless there's somebody new to the game in my group. After playing it so much, it's not much of a challenge for me anymore. In fact, I find myself playing with a new person and holding myself back, just allowing them to figure out the puzzle for themselves and just enjoying watching all of the cogs turn. This is not a game that everyone needs on their shelves. This is a game that I love because I'm the only person in my friend group to own it. And since it's currently unavailable on Amazon, that's not likely to change anytime soon. So think about whether or not it's worth your time and effort to track down a copy, and think about your friend group and what types of games they like and proceed accordingly. Or, if you want to create your own fun, you could just play a game of Taboo where both you and your friend are brushing your teeth.
Okay, so this is a word that I can't say that. It's like when you're drinking and like you don't want it anymore.
Oh. Oh.
No, I don't know what you said, but like, it's like when, I can't say that. It's like when you're, it's like when you're,
Quarrel.
what?
Quarrel.
No, oh,